Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Peace and love. I bring you to another episode of Build or Destroy. I am your host, Born of Law L, and this is where we break away the rumors from the real, the facts from the fiction, the what is from the what it ain't. Because you know, if you let a lie live long enough, it becomes the truth. So on this platform, we bring you knowledge, wisdom, understanding, sun, moon, stars, man, woman, child. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, sun, moon, stars, man, woman, child. We bring you knowledge, wisdom, understanding, sun, moon, stars, man, woman, child. So before we get into subject matter, hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel on Firstborn Productions, Inc. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing to do all three of those things, and the return, you cannot put a money value on it, because there's no price on knowledge and there's no price on freedom. You should be willing to pay any price for either one of those two things. But here, I'm bringing it to you. You just need to keep abreast of it by hitting your notification bells, like the content, and share the content, and subscribe to the channel. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Respectfully, can you do that? Respectfully, that's all I'm asking. That's not much to ask for. Based on the jewels that's going to be dropped here, that's nothing to ask for. We do also accept Cash App donation at $7 build. That's $7 BUILD. That's $7 build. So let's build. Have y'all been paying attention? Have y'all been paying attention to the sorcery that's going on right now? Yeah, man. And it's ugly, nasty work, man. We don't do gossip on this channel, but I must address something. I'll be remiss if I didn't. And it concerns my good brother, 50 Cent, who most of the time is misunderstood. And I'm speaking from a reference point of growing up in the neighborhood and personally knowing his brother. That's my reference point. See, a lot of people speaking about stuff and they don't have no scholarship and no degree in the matter. What I'm bringing to you is scholarship and degree. I personally know this brother, and I grew up in the neighborhood with this brother. So I know the pain and strife that it took to elevate from that point to this point. I'm clearly aware of those things, clearly. And I'm proud of my brother. I'm proud of my brother, man. Because once again, I know the struggle, the motivation, and the heart that it takes to get from there to here. Without help, without structure, without people guiding you properly. Sometimes you feel like you did it on your own. And with that being said, you don't owe nobody nothing. So my brother has reached the pinnacle where he now has power over a lot of different dominions in his life. One being making moves, strategizing, and moving on those strategies. A lot of people can't bring their thoughts into fruition because of the resources they lack, or the connections they lack, or the know-how that they lack. But once again, let's put that in the bucket of resources. So this brother is gifted and blessed to have the resources and the economic empowerment that can bring his thoughts into reality. I salute you, brother. If you see this video, you know who I am, and you know where I'm coming from is the heart. We all make rash decisions at some point that we can reflect on later and said, I should have kind of moved left instead of right there. Or I kind of should have moved right instead of left right there. We all have that moment of truth, and we all should. You should not be above reproach when dealing with self. Self-acknowledgement and self-awareness is very important, because no man or woman, child is perfect. And based on being raised in this imperfect world, how perfect you want somebody to be. How godly you want somebody to be in this hellish world that we exist in right now. But we must look for the higher plateau at all points and times. We must ask the Most High in our own minds, within our own selves, to keep us on that path of righteousness. Yeah, keep us on that path of righteousness, man. But within the schematic of the world, when we leave our fortresses of solitude, we enter the matrix. So within the matrix, we have our own personas. Some of those personas have to be protected for us to be viable in obtaining resources in this matrix world. That's why you see on Facebook and on the gram and all these social media platforms, people can be whoever they want to be. You could be whoever you want to be. But at the end of the day, you can't be nothing but yourself. You can't be nothing but yourself. So let's remember that. Let's remember that. You can't be nothing but yourself, or you lying to yourself. See, me, once again, like I said, I grew up in South Jamaica, Queens. Not a pretty place. It may appear to be, with the tree-lined streets, manicured lawns in front of houses, and the working class, mostly, that put their work in to solidify things for their children. With that being said, there was a big lure of street life coming from where we come from in this neighborhood. The law of street life is major, man. It's a major thing. So to overcome that and still survive, you a champion, brother. You a champion, brother. Do not go to war with those who you're wasting your energy with, because they don't understand, and you're gonna be misunderstood. And we don't want that, man. We want you to have clarity and the reasons why you doing things. Cause, bro, I'm standing with you, brother. Anybody that disrespect the dead, will be dealt with, man. Will be dealt with. See, in my neighborhood, we go to people's funerals and pay respect even if we didn't like them. That's how I was raised in my neighborhood, man. You know how many funerals of people I went to that I really wasn't that fond of, but I still wanted to pay my respect to them for coming up in this environment? That's how we was raised, man. You pay your respects, man. That's a part of being honorable, man. So that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of our values that we learned in the street do have ethics and morality. It sounds a little twisted to those who was not raised in that way. But you look at mafia movies. The killer is at the funeral. This is the way we was raised in Southside, man. The killer is at the funeral. But it's always about respect over everything, man. Respect your mothers and fathers, for your days be long. So when you disrespecting your ancestors and those that are no longer here, that can't speak for themselves, they will be heard in another way, though. They're not here to physically speak for themselves, which doesn't mean they will not be heard and their presence won't be felt. You crossing over into a spiritual realm when you disrespect the dead. Did y'all ever see the movie Tales from the Hood? Yeah. They was disrespecting the dead ancestors to the point where this Caucasian had some little dolls of slaves in the house. Those slaves came to life and put in that work. The ancestors came back to put in that work. Right now, there's planes of energy, man. There's 7 planes of energy. We're not going to get into all of that right now. But stay in your lane. Stay on your plane. You crossing over into different planes of energy, man, when you disrespect the dead. See this right here, man? These are my loved ones, man. These are my loved ones. I'll keep them with me because they're no longer here right now. They're no longer here right now. And God forbid anybody talk of ill will of them, I'm going off the rails about it, man. And I've done that already. You mention mines, I'm going off the rails, man. And I'm not proud of it. But nor should the person be proud of it who mentioned my deceased loved ones. I get it. You got a little butt hurt. And you deserve to respond to that when someone speaks of your old earth, your mom's. Little nigga, for the lack of a better word. Because you acting like a little nigga. So I don't do gossip and don't get into gossip, but I see what's going on. This ain't no gossip. This ain't no gossip when you make a t-shirt of somebody's mother who passed and you make mockery of it. So this ain't gossip. This is actual and solar facts. And the penalty to pay for that is high. The justice that's attached to that is high, man. You writing a check your behind can't cash. So I want everybody to kind of revisit this situation, man, and kind of retract some things off the board. It's not too late because it's getting out of control, man. It's to the point where people from Atlanta is taking up gripes and holding stance and position against New York and Queens. Nobody never said nothing about Atlanta and New York and Queens within this whole conflict that's going on between these two or three people. We don't need no more divisions, man. We already divided out here. We don't need no more divisions, man. Can you understand where I'm coming from? Well, let's kind of clean this mess up, the ancillary parts around it. Let them do what they do, man. They in the limelight, so they gotta pay for their penalties and whatever, and get rewards for their actions or deeds, however they come. But us as civilized individuals, let's remain civilized, man, and stay on the path of righteousness. And build to the babies, man. This is each one teach one, man. Yeah, I seen some people like, yo, don't come down here no more. Don't come to y'all Queens niggas. Got Atlanta Day in Queens. We gonna air it out next time. Why we going there? Why we going there? My grandmama and them is from the South, man. You gonna tell me because somebody having a conflict down there, I can't visit my grandparents or something like that? Or if I got loved ones, cousins, don't come down? Come on, man. Let's make this make sense, man. And let's not hate each other to the point where any little thing that happens is a moment for us to show our vitriol against each other, man. This is all about divide and conquer, man. Use your third eye, man, and you can see things how they are and not how they appear to be. Use your third eye in this matter, man. This has been another episode of Build or Destroy. Like, share, subscribe. Peace and love.